Hello everyone, Fanta here, you're watching FANTAVISION, and today we are discussing the fact that the Xbox Series X has been reported by Microsoft to be having issues in their stock all the way into March of 2021. Now, we've also heard the same sort of thing from Sony, but Sony hasn't given specifics, whereas Microsoft has said that in their April of their fourth quarter, that they will be getting these stock issues resolved. However, I don't know that Sony is going to be doing the same thing. Like I said, they have been kind of keeping their lips sealed because of the fact that everybody is trying to get one. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but the news cycle went from Series X is very hard to find to PlayStation 5 is impossible to find, and that's all I'm seeing now is PlayStation 5. PlayStation 5, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 5. And I think that's because although I believe the Series X is going to sell well, I do believe it is a good console, a lot more people are excited about the PlayStation 5 simply because there were more PlayStation 4 owners, and it is also a system that feels more like a next-gen release. Like I said when I was unboxing my Series X, it felt like I was buying a new graphics card that was upgrading games I already owned. Whereas the PlayStation 5 has games that are only for the PlayStation 5, so there's much more of a demand for this system. I just thought that was really interesting to see the news cycle just completely switch over to PlayStation 5 almost immediately. And I again want to urge you all to please do not pay the scalper prices on eBay. These things, all these consoles are going to be available very soon, I guarantee it. And even if they're months down the road, there's only so many games that are only in the PlayStation 5 right now anyway. I can only think of one. And yes, Demon's Souls is a fantastic game. I've been playing that quite a bit. But if you have to wait a little bit, I'm telling you, it's not that big of a deal because I have had issues with both systems. I'm having technical issues, I'm having download issues, I'm having weird issues with upgrading games, and I'll be discussing that during my console reviews that are coming out pretty soon. And yeah, once all these bugs are ironed out, it's going to be a much better console experience for people later down the road. And the reason that a lot of these systems are being bought up so quickly and the stock issues are happening so frequently is because people are just botting the hell out of these things. People are using these bots to buy hundreds of PlayStation 5s, hundreds of Series X's, and they're bragging about it on Twitter and just being overall dickheads, and I don't quite understand why you think that's okay to act that way. I don't know. Maybe their parents didn't love them as much, but don't pay scalpers. Please don't pay scalpers, because if you do, you're paying those people that are bragging about how many hundreds of systems they got using bots. You're paying those people that don't care and are laughing at you. So, don't pay those type of people. Don't let that type of thing keep happening, because if you don't pay for those systems, they won't have anybody to sell them to, and it'll be really funny watching them having to return 300 consoles to Walmart, or to keep bringing the prices down to the point that they're so close to MSRP, they're losing money off of eBay due to fees, shipping, and taxes at the end of the year. So I'd argue, please, for the fourth or fifth time I've said this in this video, please do not pay scalper pricing. They'll be available soon. There's only one game that's only on one of these systems. All the rest is available everywhere else. You can play Spider-Man on PlayStation 4. You can literally every other game is on the previous gen system. That's why it's such a weird. I guess it was kind of like that last generation, but I feel like there were more exclusives to the new consoles, whereas this time they really did want to do that cross-generational support, which again, that's great for the customer. It's very customer friendly, but it means there's less of a reason to buy the new system. But the sales are off the charts, even with that fact. The fact that there's less reason to buy them doesn't outweigh the fact that people are very bored. We're all stuck in this pandemic situation still. And because of that, numbers are going back up. What are we supposed to do? We're not really able to do anything. So video games are kind of our only escape from this horrible reality that we're in. So we're just trying to get these consoles as much as possible. But I'm telling you, restocks are coming. In fact, PlayStation 5 and Series X restocks are confirmed on Black Friday, and a couple days before, we have Best Buy confirming that they'll have limited quantities. Walmart is going to have limited quantities. GameStop is going to have a minimum of 2 systems in stores. Why even have them in stores at that point? Just sell them online. I'm sure they will have a small release online, but from my experience, their online system is worse than any other store I've seen. Now, Target had a lot of issues with clicking that checkout button and it kept glitching. GameStop, when I was trying to get my system from there, the page just kept crashing. Like, it wouldn't even load. It just kept putting me in a queue and then dumping me out of it and then put me back in. It was just this big black screen that said, "You are in a queue. Congratulations. You can't even browse GameStop.com. There's so many people trying to use the website right now." And I think we're going to see the same sort of thing on those days for Black Friday, but I will be live streaming that, trying to help you guys figure out which websites have it up at which time, and hopefully everybody that wants a console can get it and we beat the bots, because the bots are definitely the number one thing that you're fighting against when you're trying to get these systems. You're not just fighting against other people that are just trying to buy it for themselves. You are fighting against people that have an automated system that is buying hundreds of these things at a time, and that is why they're selling out so quickly. Also, why don't these websites have CAPTCHAs? Why don't they have bot protection? Because they don't care. I would love for them to care. I really would. I feel like it would make their store, their reputation be a bit better if they did that sort of thing, but they don't care, because Best Buy, Sony, Microsoft, none of these companies care if you don't get your system. They just like the fact that anybody's buying them in the first place, because they know that even if it's going to resellers, it's going to also go to some other customer that is going to buy games, buy Xbox Live, buy PlayStation Plus, buy all those different games, and they're going to make their money back anyway. Because remember, a lot of people say this, and I was thinking this for a while as well, why would the console releases be such like a botched experience? Well, this time I can easily explain it, because it's a pandemic. Their stock is very limited for many, many reasons. And this is not, I don't think this is an artificial scarcity situation like what Nintendo does all the time, where they put out only a little bit just to drive up hype. I think this is a situation where there really is limited stock, there really is supply issues. But even with those limited stock situations, they are selling out. And that's not where they make their money. They don't make their money on these systems. So even if lots of resellers are getting them, they don't really care enough to put those codes, because stores and Microsoft and Sony really don't make a whole lot on these consoles. They make a lot of money on the games, the licensing, the PlayStation Plus and the Xbox Live. Xbox Live, PlayStation Plus, those are just pure profit. I mean, think about it. Online gaming used to be free, especially on PlayStation and Nintendo, and now they're charging for it. You're not really getting a better service. They're just charging you now for it, and they're just making free money, essentially. And on the systems, sometimes they even take a loss. I don't know how much of a profit these companies are making on these new ones, but I know for a fact that Best Buy, Walmart, GameStop, Target, all these different stores that are selling these consoles don't care enough, because they only make like $10, $5-10 in these new systems. At least that's what they were making back when I worked at GameStop. GameStop wasn't really wanting you to buy just the system. They kept trying to get you to buy all these add-ons. That's why we're seeing these giant bundles in stores where they are packaging these new systems with like a bunch of games, a bunch of controllers, a bunch of accessories, and one site even was forcing you to buy a gaming chair to get the system. I mean, they are desperately trying to put on add-ons and take advantage of the situation, which I hate, but I understand, because they don't make money on these systems at all. So that is the situation. Microsoft has confirmed that, like I said, we're not going to be seeing a regular stock of Series X's until April. Sony's not saying anything, because it's just going to be a shit show for a while, and it'll be interesting to see if people stop buying from scalpers, if they're able to keep doing it. Because if people stop buying off of eBay, I don't think they will. There's a sucker born every minute, as the saying goes. But if they did stop all at once, it would just be a bunch of dead listings on eBay. The scalpers would stop, and I feel like we'd see a steady supply come in a lot quicker than we are going to see now. I think we're going to continue to see hundreds of people using bots to buy hundreds of systems each, and we're going to see issues for the PlayStation 5 up until mid of next year, especially if this pandemic just keeps rolling around. I know there's that vaccine coming out, but who knows how fast that will be to roll out until it's approved and everything. So I think we're going to see gaming consoles and all that sort of things keep selling out and for the foreseeable future. But again, stay strong. I'm going to try to get you guys one in the streams coming up. I'll be doing one for each day that they're going to have the restocks, and I will be trying to retweet and tweet out when they're available on Twitter. But I mean, I've been trying, and each time I go to tweet or retweet, gone in like 60 seconds. It's ridiculous. So like the video if you guys liked it, subscribe for more content, comment down below how your experience has been with all this, and as always, have a fantastic day. See you, everybody. It's funny, I always say be patient in these videos, and people keep getting upset, and they're just really jealous of the fact that I got these systems, even though it's like I said, I'm playing my Series X, but I'm mostly forcing myself to play my Series X because I need to do the review for it, because there's really nothing exciting just for the system. I mean, Planet Coaster is a lot of fun. The games run better, and that's cool. But I feel like it's just an Xbox. And PlayStation 5, yeah, I'm having a ton of fun with Demon's Souls, and I keep wanting to go back. I'm actually kind of addicted to it. But again, that's the only game on the PlayStation 5 that's only on the PlayStation 5. And I'm not saying this to talk down to people or to, I don't know, like people keep taking it in the wrong way, where I'm literally just trying to say, don't feel bad. You're really not missing out on anything, even though it feels like it. You have that FOMO. I understand. I get that same feeling. But I really am just trying to say, like, okay, just take a minute, think about it. What are you actually missing out on? Not really a whole lot. So save your money. In fact, during this time, you can save up for these systems and extra games for later. And as you're waiting, games are going to start dropping. So I think people that are not getting these systems are actually in a better place. And like I said, PlayStation 5 is having so many issues with different downloading things, and Series X is having weird issues that aren't as bad as PlayStation 5 so far. But man, we are definitely the beta testers. The people that buy these things day one are the beta testers. And I've been saying that since day one. It is not an honor owning these things day one. It is, I don't know, it's a testing process. We are the guinea pigs. We got the early access version.